to make a YouTube short using just the apps that come on your Mac. It's not a straightforward thing to do. Imovie can do it, but it needs a little bit of workaround because Imovie is not really made to make those vertical format movies yet. I'm sure that will be in there in one of the next iterations. So I've got Imovie open here. The first thing I start with Imovie is with my audio. And the reason I do that is because it acts as the baseline. I record the audio to be under 60 seconds. It becomes the thing that I use to gauge the length of everything else. So I just use voice memo to record it. You can actually record it with the microphone in Imovie if you're going to do it live or something like that. I record it on my phone. I can't actually take this file and put it directly into Imovie, but there's a simple workaround. You just click as if you're sending it in an email. It will pop up like this and creates a file which you can then drag directly into Imovie and drop it there. Next thing we want to do is make some video scenes that will be the background for the text of the poem, which I'm also going to use as an overlay on here. So to do that, I'm going to use Keynote. So I'm going to go create a new document in Keynote. It doesn't really matter which one you use. First thing we're going to do is go to Document, change it from widescreen to custom slide size. Again, 1080 by 1920, opposite of what shows there. 1080 by 1920. And the next thing we want to do is the format of the body of the document to go. And so we're going to look at the current fill. We see it's white. We're going to change it to no fill. Turns everything black. And in this case, we're going to get rid of all of these boxes because we're not going to use them for this. So we're just going to delete them all. And we could have used any kind of background. I like to have no fill on the backgrounds for the videos as well. Next thing we're going to do is we need to get some videos. So you may have some video that you have of your own. If you don't, and you're just doing something like I am, one of the sites that I recommend is this little one right here. It's called Pexels. You can download lots of free videos here that you can use for different things. I've already done that, so I'm actually going to go to Finder, and I've got in my downloads, I have a number of the videos that are on there, and let's see if we can find those here. Pexels, these are the ones from Pexels right here. Actually all the way down to, I think, here, including stock footage and things like that. So let's take a look at some of these. Let's say we're going to start with this one here. Let's just drag it and drop it onto our video here. Now you can see that this video doesn't fit, right? So we're just going to make it fit because this is a widescreen. We don't need the whole video. It's going to be the background for what we're doing. If you have a video that is the right size, obviously you can use that. I'm going to use this one, and I kind of like this, and the only thing that's going to show is the part that's in the middle. So you get that. That's kind of nice, and we're going to have that video that is going to be basically playing in the background here. We've got that. So we've got our 4 videos made here. So next we want to get these into, we want to save these so that we can use them. So we're going to go to File, Export. We're going to export to Movie. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave it pretty much everything here the same, except we're going to choose the slide that we're going to do each time. So the first one is 1-to-1. We're just going to export one at a time and click next, and we're going to put it in the same place we're putting the others, so we're just going to call this V1. This is our first video. So here we're doing the same with each of the other files, each of the other video backgrounds, making them into individual movie files. When we're done, then we're going to go back to Keynote and we're going to start over with a new slide. So once again, like before in Keynote, we change our presentation to where we remove the background fill, and we also change the format from 1920 by 1080 to 1080 by 1920, giving us that vertical format that we will need for our YouTube short. Now we've got our format here. I don't need all three of these boxes, so I'm actually going to delete two of them. There is text in these boxes right now. We can't see it because it's black. So the first thing I'm going to do after that is come back up to format while I'm clicked on the text box. And since I'm clicked on the text box, it comes up and gives me the option for text. We're going to change the text color, in this case to white, and you can do whatever you want color you want. You can even, if you wanted to, click on the little options here and add things like ligatures. That means like an outline. So for example, I could choose to have an outline on the edge of each of my text that could be a black outline or some other color. I mean, I could choose green or something like that, change the look of that text. I'm going to choose to have no ligatures. We're not going to do any of those on it, but that is a nice little option you can do. You can also change the font itself. I don't particularly like the Helvetica, so I'm going to go down here and change it to let's see, Noteworthy looks okay for what I'm doing. I'm going to change it to Noteworthy, and we're going to stretch this box a little bit, and when we do, we'll find out that first of all, that's a huge text, and second, it's formatted to be at the bottom of the box. So what we're going to do is come down here to this box, click on the up arrow there, and now it's at the top of the box. The next thing I want to do is put the text in for the poem. So I have that actually open in a notepad or a note form. I'm going to take the first stanza and I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to come over here to my Keynote and I'm going to go and highlight the text in here, and I'm going to go insert or edit and paste and match style. Okay, we're still a little bit wide, so we're gonna just come in here and click the whole box and just change that size a little bit. I'm going down until it shrinks to within my, there we go, a little bit small there. We'll go up a little bit. We may have to do this for each stanza because the stanzas may be a little bit different in length. Okay, we got that. We'll shrink that box a little bit. Now we've made our first one. Now we're going to come over here to this slide over to the left, and we're going to right click on it and choose duplicate. And the reason is because we want to use that as our basis for the next one. So now we're going to click into the box and we're going to just highlight the whole thing, come down to our click on Keynote. So let's do that again. We're going to copy it here. I just pasted it back into where it came from. So copy it there. Make sure you do click over here on our Keynote and then do edit, paste and match style. There, it changes it for our new text. Click outside the box and on it again. Change our size of our text a little bit to make sure it fits. now we've got our 4 slides. What we want to do is we want to come up here to File, and we're going to go down to Export, and we're going to do it as images. We're going to choose PNG. PNG retains the fact that these are transparent texts, so we don't have a background on this slide, which means the only thing with any color in it is our text, which is white, and we could have used another color, but it's going to float over the top of our video. So we want to save it as a PNG because any other format doesn't, a GIF or PDF, none of these other things retain the transparency. So JPEG, these things don't. We leave it as a PNG. I'm going to choose Next, and I'm going to put this on my desktop, and I'm going to create a new folder, and we're just going to call it Short. Okay, create that short, and we'll give the name for these particular ones as we'll call these the since they are going to be the poem itself, we'll just call them Poem. Okay, bring Imovie up. We've got our baseline in there. Now we're going to bring in those other we're going to import in all those things we just made. So I'm going to click on the import here. We're going to go to our desktop, and we're going to go to our short directory here, and basically we're going to pull in, first of all, all the videos. So these 4 videos are going to come in first, and then we're going to also add to it, these are the overlays of the poem. I'm going to import all of those in. They're all available now. We can put these in whatever order we want. We don't have to use the order that I made them in. We can put them in whatever we want. We've got 45 seconds, basically 45 seconds for this video. So we've got 4 of these things, so we know that that's going to be about 11 seconds a piece. So we're going to pull these things in one at a time. I'm going to change the length of them to about 11 seconds. And so about there we go. We've got all of our backgrounds are now in there. This video is a little short, so what we've got the choice of doing here is there's two choices here. Since it ends a little bit too soon and goes to a black screen there, and that's what that little black shows, what we can do is we can actually stretch one of the others, because we want to have the total to be that, but we don't have to have it basically we don't have to have them lined up exactly the same, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently here. So I'm going to come up here to modify, and I'm going to split the clip right there. That splits off the piece where it ends. I'm going to take that 3.4 seconds and just delete it, and then I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to I'm going to basically duplicate it by bringing it down into here again. I'm going to take this piece and put it right in the middle here, but I'm only going to use 3.4 seconds of it. That's what we took off, 3.4, 3.5, something like that. So now if I was to play it, it's going to play through that, and then it's going to basically start again the same sort of piece of video, and you can do it however you want, but maybe you just stretch one of the other videos to make it longer. But anyway, now I've got my overlays. There's number 1. We're going to drag that one down, and we're going to put it right at the beginning of this video. We're going to drag the second one down, put it at the beginning of this one. The third one, beginning of this. And the fourth one, at the beginning of this. Okay, so now we've got a few things that we have to do. First thing we want to do is basically grab them, highlight them all. We're going to come up here to the little basically where you highlight the thing like this. You're just going to click on this thing and choose Fit for everything, and everything to fit. all we're going to use. It's the crop symbol. That's what I'm trying to think of. We're going to click on the crop symbol and click on fit, and then we're going to come up to these, just our captions up here, and highlight them. And now with these, we're going to click on the little symbol up here for video overlay settings, and we're going to change it from cutaway to picture-in-picture. And we're going to mask change the dissolve to 0. We don't want it to dissolve, we want it to just pop right up there in this case. I think it looks better. So some people do the pop, that's okay too. I mean, some people do the dissolve, that's okay too, but I like the pop. So now when we look at them, if you roll your thing across it, you'll see that picture-in-picture, it's off to one side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click off of all of them and click on just a single one. And what we can do is we want to put this, we want to grab, come up here again, click on our picture-in-picture, grab that picture-in-picture piece and bring it over here and put it where we want it on the video. And we can adjust it depending on what the video is so that it's more visible. In this case, it might be better at the bottom. And click it till we got it centered. Good. We're going to leave that one at the bottom. I think it looks good there. We're going to go, actually no, we won't go quite on the bottom, because I remember that in those shorts they actually put your subscribe piece at the bottom. We don't want to cover up our text. So we're going to do that one there. Now there's another step that we should do before this, because I can align all these things up. I can put all of these individual pieces here right on top of it. But when I do the next step, sometimes it messes them up, and you cannot seem to, they have to be adjusted again anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight everything again, everything on down here on our timeline, and we're going to come up here and click on our crop button again. But this time we're going to click on the rotate the clip counterclockwise to the left. And the reason we're doing this is because we can't save this in the vertical format. We're going to save it in widescreen, but we're going to save it on its side, and then we'll do a little trick to make it come around. And this video compiles what other people have done in different things. Some of these things I learned from other individual videos, but I've put them all together to make it easier to do all of this. So it's better, I've found, to actually turn it on its side first, and then make sure that our clips, make sure our overlays are in the right place. Because look what happened. I put it in the center, now look where it is. I turned it on its side, now my overlay's off to the side. So it doesn't work to put them in the center first. You want to do it on their side and then arrange them to the right place, and then you've got your center bar right there. So we're going to do that with each one of these. So now we want to make sure our caption lasts for the length of the video. So we're going to click on our first one here. We're just going to stretch it to the beginning, almost to the beginning of the next one. I'm going to do that with each of these, and that will make it play for that whole length of time. And I'm just going to stretch, don't stretch it that far. So we've got that all done. Everything's ready on this. Now we can actually go out with the project. We're going to name this thing Poem. Oops. Okay. And then we're going to go to Poem here, and we're going to click on it and choose Share Project, YouTube and Facebook. We're going to click the highest resolution possible, 1280 by 720. That is also widescreen. That's the next thing down from 1920 by 1080. So that's good. We're going to choose Next. And it's going to be called Poem. It's going to put it in this case, we want to put it in the same directory that we have on the desktop. So I'm going to go to that and choose Short and save it there. And now we're going to go to our desktop, to our directory for Short, and Poem. Oh, it was already there. Go back. There's our file right here. This is our movie. It's a horizontal movie. So now what do? Double click on it. It comes up. It is playing in QuickTime. You see our QuickTime player menu came up. So it starts out like this. Well, the first thing we do is go up to the edit menu, and we're going to choose rotate right, because that's clockwise. We already rotated it counterclockwise. So we're going to rotate it right. Look at that. Now,
the sharpest of blades is low, and the softest of grace. The shadow that
so we do have a problem here. We have audio on that video, which we need to get rid of.
hailstones that leave you black and blue.
And that may be something that we need to go back and edit. But rather than go back and do that right now, when you create your video, what you're going to want to do is make sure that you don't use audio in it if you're going to do a speak over, something like that. If you're going to do a voiceover, you can remove that audio in I believe you can do that right here in Keynote. Turn the audio off when you make that slide, or I think you can also silence it in QuickTime. But for the sake of just giving you what you need, now you've got this file. When you click on to exit out of it, it's going to give you the option to save it, and we're going to just call it Poem again and save it. And once it's saved, once we have it there, it is, and we're going to change this to show it just as icons. And now we have Poem HD. We have one on the side here, and we should have another one right in here somewhere. Where did I put it? Poem HD. Let me see where we saved it. Window. I didn't save that. So here, let's rotate this one so I can find out where it saved it to. Rotate right. Click to close. It says current project. Oh, it's in current project. No wonder. It's in a different directory. Saved it in my current project directory. That's okay. I know where that is too. We don't need to save it again. So we're going to go into our downloads. This is where current project sits. And current project. Poem is right there. So we have our file. There it is. And what we're going to do when we go to our YouTube, all we would do is go to YouTube, click on the little plus to create, upload video, and all you're going to do is drag and drop that file that we just found there, poem.mov. I'm going to drop it right in there. It will upload it, and you have your short ready to go. That's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this. It hopefully helps you to be able to create YouTube shorts of your own. And on another video, I'll show you how to add the links so that you can get subscribers or link to the next video. That's it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day.